We're here at the Tamworth Agricultural Institute in the chickpea disease management paddock, and we're working today on Ascochyta blight of chickpeas. And Ascochyta blight of chickpeas is a fungal disease, and with the exception of very, very dry years, it usually occurs in most growing seasons. So if the season's favourable for chickpeas, it's usually favourable for Ascochyta. Fortunately, it's an easy disease to manage and it's very cost effective to manage. But let's have a look at what it looks like. So here's a chickpea plant that has Ascochyta on the leaves. It starts off with these little spots here on the leaves, and they enlarge and fruiting bodies form within them, which is a bit hard to see today. And then eventually, if the variety's not protected, the lesions will cause the stems to break off, and if it's not managed, you'll end up with dead plants in the case of a very susceptible variety. So Ascochyta blight of chickpeas, caused by a fungus. It's been in the eastern Australian chickpea industry since at least 1998, when it caused widespread damage and resulted in a shift of the chickpea industry from Victoria and South Australia to central and northern New South Wales, right through to central Queensland. So Ascochyta blight in chickpeas is managed two ways. It's managed through varietal selection and through in-crop judicious use of fungicides. So let's have a look at varietal selection. In 1998, when Ascochyta first caused widespread damage to the eastern Australian chickpea industry, all the varieties were susceptible, and they looked like this. This is a variety called Kyabra, which is an outstanding chickpea variety. Its only weakness is it's very susceptible to Ascochyta, and as you can see in this plot, which has received no protective fungicides but has been inoculated with the fungus, is dead. And we killed this about 2 rainfall events ago. So this is what happens if you grow a variety of chickpeas that's susceptible to Ascochyta and you don't look after it. So this variety here, it also hasn't received any protective fungicides. This is the variety PBA Sema, which was released in 2016, and as you can see, it's got outstanding resistance to Ascochyta. These plants are infected with the fungus, but it's not doing much damage compared to the Kyabra plot that we've just come out of. So this is the future of the chickpea industry in Australia for this particular disease: host plant resistance. And if we can get it up to this level in all new varieties, then it will save the farmers having to put foliar fungicides on the crop and reduce the amount of chemistry going into the environment. Okay, we're now in a plot of Kyabra chickpeas, which, as you saw with the earlier slides, without protective fungicides, Ascochyta kills Kyabra. This plot has received protective fungicides before the trial was inoculated and before each rainfall event. And as you can see, even with a variety that's as susceptible as Kyabra, you can manage Ascochyta blight in a season that's very favourable for the disease. So there's our options. We've got host plant resistance, things like PBA Sema, which even without fungicides will still perform very well in a season that's very conducive to the disease. And then you have a susceptible variety like Kyabra, and if you apply the fungicides at the right time, you can protect them from Ascochyta blight as well.